On a Wednesday evening in Florida, it's Orlando City B and New York Red Bulls 2 getting ready for kickoff to jumpstart match week number 9 in MLS Next Pro. These two teams have played tight tussles the last 3, each decided by just 1 goal. What happens here tonight as these two clubs get set? It's high-flying New York, second in MLS Next Pro, with 16 goals this season and tied for first in the Eastern Conference, taking on this Orlando City B group without a win at home so far this year, but extremely versatile with 7 players combining to score the team's 9 goals for the year. As we're just about ready to kick things off, we set the stage for you for this matchup here tonight as we take a look at the standings in the Eastern Conference. You take a look at Orlando City B tied with Inter Miami 2 for the 8th slot overall. 9 different teams in the East have double-digit points already to begin this season. Red Bulls 2 trying to keep pace with Chattanooga and Philly Union 2 at the top of the Eastern Conference table as we take a look at the starting 11 tonight for Manuel Goldberg's group. Here is what it looks like. Shaq Muhammad up top, multiple goals this season, 2 of them in fact, and we get a change as the goalkeeper is Carlos Mercado. Just 3 appearances the last several years with San Antonio, but makes his way over to Orlando for this matchup as Mercado makes his 3rd appearance for the club. Red Bulls on the other side trying out this starting 11. Sofo up top, tied for first in the league with 5 assists for the year already this season. One of the 6 players on the club with at least 1 so far this season. And that's the starting 11 for Ibrahim Sakaya's group here tonight. I'm Michael Watching with our entire crew. Good to have you on board for this matchup as we get ready to watch Orlando City B and New York Red Bulls 2 collide for the 8th time. It is a unit for Orlando City B that has only won once. That came last year at home, 3-2. They trailed by a 2-1 margin until the final half hour of that matchup when they were able to pile up the final 2 goals, Muhammad scoring in the 64th minute, and it proved to be a winner that night. Orlando in the purple, New York Red Bulls in the white, and here we go. From Florida, it is Orlando City B and New York Red Bulls 2. One of the 4 matches in MLS Next Pro this evening were underway. Come in and stay a while with us. Good to have you on board for this one. These two teams, not just do they play tight matchups, you see a lot of goals. In the last 3 meetings, these two clubs have combined 11 goals for one side. That's New York. And 8 goals for Orlando. So that's 19 total goals in the last 3 matches. Could we see more fireworks here tonight? The ball hits the backside of Sofo. Now the pressure of Sofo forces Orlando into this. It's two sides that are in stark contrast in terms of their defensive ability. It is New York having given up 14 goals this year. That's the fifth most. Orlando on the other side has given up 9. That's amongst the fewest in the league at this point in the year. Red Bulls in possession. Lost for the first time last week. I'll check that 2 weeks ago against Columbus Crew 2. Last week rebounded with a 2-1 win over Miami. And started the year undefeated in their first 6. It was the first time in club history that they had achieved that. Trying to get back to their winning ways, at least in terms of a streak. No foul whistle. Gosule chases, and now Orlando breaks free. Muhammad in the middle of the park. Instead, it's a lengthy run. Sliding it over. Rivero gives it right back. Sakuda shoots and hits the left post. Muhammad rebounds. He sticks it in. 100 seconds in. Orlando have the opener, and it's Shaq Muhammad scoring for a second match in a row. Well, it's a fine run here. All the way forward. Kata, Rivera, and ultimately Muhammad, the 20-year-old, number 2 overall pick in the 2023 MLS Super Draft, scores after it hits the post. Well, if you're Orlando, you can't draw up anything better than that. Less than 2 minutes in. It's a goal for Orlando City B to kickstart the match here tonight. Now, Red Bulls play on the back foot here in this matchup. Trying to find an answer here in this contest.
Shaq Muhammad in the second minute of play.
Orlando this season scoring here this early in the match. It is the first time that they have scored in the opening 10 minutes of a match this year. It's a group that has given up 4 goals in the opening quarter hour, and this time they reverse the script and get the opening strike here tonight. Shaq Muhammad, 3rd goal of the season overall. He's now scored in 3 of his last 4 after going an 11-match drought without a goal. And Shaq Muhammad, 20 years of age, certainly wants to make that push for a slot with the first team. Spent a couple years in college at Duke, was the 7th Duke player drafted when he was taken number 2 overall in 2023 by Orlando City. Here's a giveaway. Solis bounces on it. Lines it up backwards. Yet again, it's Red Bulls conceding goals. It is now the 15th goal that they've allowed. And they've typically been a little bit leaky in the second half. 9 of the 14 that they had entering the night had come in half number 2. So a rare time where this team finds themselves on the wrong side of the scoreboard early in the match. Freeman trickles it back. Kumanguji gets it right back from the keeper, Carlos Mercado. Gusky. Rivera stumbles and a foul given. Our official tonight, Russell Miller. The man in the center making these choices. Well, for early May, it's what you would expect out of Florida. Temperatures pushing 80 throughout the day, the humidity starting to amplify, and you're just about ready to get in to this hot time of the year. Off his line, this is very dangerous, and Sakuda scores. He makes Stokes pay, and how about 2 goals in the opening 5.5 minutes for Orlando? Notara Sakuda, the 22-year-old from Japan, just stays away from Stokes, and the last line of defense Aiden O'Connor unable to make any stoppage there. And Orlando City B has ambushed Red Bulls. Aiden Stokes, just 16 years of age. And 2 goals just like that in the blink of an eye before you can even get settled in. Probably finishing up, getting your dinner off the stove or out of the oven. And we're just getting ready to sit down to enjoy this match, and you haven't even had an opportunity to do that. 2 goals from Orlando in the opening 5.5 minutes of this match. And if this is any sign of things to come here tonight at MLS Next Pro, what a night it will be. Atlanta and Carolina coming up at 7:30, as is Crown Legacy and New England Revolution 2. And Real Monarchs and Houston Dynamo Dos. And the night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time this evening. A huge collision. There's no foul spotted by the official, despite an Orlando player laying on the ground, and his teammate just passed the ball forward. And because of that, New York can regain control. Mosquera. Valencia whips this ball around. It bounces down. Here's a shot attempt. Unable to angle it on frame. It sizzles wide left. Well, if you're talking about getting 2 early goals in this game, Orlando has certainly achieved that. Goals from Mohamed and then Sukata. Sukata with his 2nd goal of the season. Scored in his debut on March 16th against Atlanta United 2. And after being an All-American last year with West Virginia Mountaineers, Sukata has set the stage for 1 and has scored a 2nd. Well, how does New York respond to this matchup now? Finding themselves behind. Can they get an equalizer in the span of moments? Sabufu thrown into the 18. Kasule drifts, trickles it wide. It takes a couple skips and a foul whistled. And ultimately there, New York finding its best string of possession. Two goals to nil in favor of Orlando. 2 losses at home this season, one of the 9 teams remaining without a home win. But they have a multi-goal lead. It's something that New York has not been able to protect this year. We'll get into that as we go out throughout this match. But the script reversed for Orlando with 2 early goals in this match. And what a start it is. Coaches will always talk about the necessity to get off to a quick start. But in this one, in particular, Orlando blazing out of the gates. 10th minute of play, and if you're just joining us, well, you missed a goal a minute 40 in when Shaq Mohamed cleaned up a ball that hit the left post from Sukata. And then Sukata didn't miss. Less than 5 minutes later, in the 6th minute, Sukata scores after Aiden Stokes was off his line. And Aiden O'Connor was unable to cover the pipes. Bodies collide, it comes out of here. And this shot whistles wide left. Why not take a go at that point? Sabufu gives it a shot as that ball came right onto his feet. Looked like it might have been covered the entire way from Carlos Mercado. Mercado last played consistently when he was at Incarnate Word. That was several years ago. So the 2020 through 2023 campaigns in the USL Championship with San Antonio FC. And now getting a little bit more of an opportunity to see consistent minutes with Orlando City B. juggle here and a takeaway. This ball floated in, nodded right back where it started. Sukata goes down, and ultimately no foul is whistled. It just trickles out off of Sukata. And Red Bulls have an opportunity for a corner kick coming here. Rafael Mosquera will head over there, the 19-year-old from Panama. Spent 3 seasons with Plaza Amador in Panama. Nearly 30 appearances there, so at just 19, has experience at the professional level, and now his left foot tries to be a gem and cycle a ball in. Boomeranging ball to the back post, and it doesn't hit anybody and ends up working itself out of play. The fortunate thing for the Red Bulls, despite not being able to latch onto that, they watch this ball trickle out for a throw for Orlando, and they can get their pressure working. Red Bulls have a 5-match road unbeaten string to start the season. It's the second time in franchise history that they've done that. The last time it happened was 2016. Rattled off 9 in a row, didn't lose their first road match until July 30th. And if they are to keep that string rolling here tonight, they'll need quite the comeback. Behind by 2-0. Aiden Stokes trying to settle this match in. Red Bulls trying to take a little bit of hold here of this contest. And certainly the hope for Manuel Goldberg is that his team doesn't get complacent. Sofo steps into the 18, crosses back, and then ultimately not much to be had there. Had choices, had options, certainly was clogged in the 18. His decision, though, was to sting the ball with the left foot. Well, on a Wednesday night where U.S. Open Cup play is in action as well. Looking at some of those Open Cup matches, New York City 2 playing host to Colorado Springs. That match preparing to kick off in about 15 minutes. Sporting Kansas City travels to Union Omaha. Real Salt Lake goes to New Mexico United. LAFC plays at Las Vegas, and Seattle Sounders hosts Louisville City. Those are some really quality matchups in the U.S. Open Cup. As MLS Next Pro's final participant, NYCFC 2, closing in on kickoff. So it is a busy night in the MLS family, not just at the Next Pro level, but in the Open Cup. And wall-to-wall action, and we're grateful to have you on board here on MLSNextPro.com to watch Orlando City B and Red Bulls 2. Valencia tosses this ball. A tug of the jersey, and on his backside, ultimately the foul will be whistled. Almaguer is called for the infraction. Remember, this is a Red Bulls team that is playing without the services of the Golden Boot leader. Harold Mitchell is out for the season with a knee injury. Came out blazing at the beginning of the season. 8 goals. Was 5 better than anybody else in the league when he went down, and still holds that top spot. Sofo bends this ball around, and it bounces off of a Red Bull's head and goes out. This portion of the match is brought to you by Orlando Health. Choose well. Three shots to 2 in favor of Orlando, but both shot attempts that have hit the frame in this match found the net. And off of the restart, Williams. And now a long ball, more direct this time, just alleviates the stress. Aiden Stokes. His debut was not too long ago, April 21st. In Next Pro play after debuting in the Open Cup on March 20th. And another deflection. Muhammad circles. Muhammad slips. Still hits the outside netting as Wilfredo Rivera again in a dangerous location. And the shots just keep on coming for Orlando. Muhammad, if he didn't slip, He might have had that inside corner picked out. Red Bulls looking for some level of possession, and they won't get it here as Kibanguchi wins possession. Muhammad sprints into space. Has eyes in his back as he looks over. Solis. Ibrahim Sakaya certainly wanting his team to get a little more pressure moving forward now as he displays his orders, and look at what he's saying. He wants everybody to go up towards midfield. He wants this throw to be taken deep and not allow Orlando to be in a position to bring any kind of attack. Rivera again has a deflection, but the Red Bulls come out of there with it. It's a fine turn here. Sofo was the intended target of the pass from Mosquera. And then a collision, and Valencia guilty of the foul, and that alleviates the pressure. And a fan down here brought an oversized red card. Bulls have been a little bit boom or bust this year. They have 2 clean sheets rather. And they've given up multiple goals for the 5th time this season. Here in match number 9. Serwada glides through 2 slaloms and ultimately gets tripped up. And New York will get an opportunity here for a set piece, and we're going to get a booking here as well. Jean Solis goes into the books, the 24-year-old from Colombia. There wasn't a lot to it, but certainly you could see our official Russell Miller was looking at.
John Solis in the 18th minute.
So this free kick loops to the left post, and Mercado wastes no time to come out. The Laredo, Texas native calmly controls at 23 years of age, provides some stability along this back line. Red Bulls unable to hold on to possession right now. th minute of play. Orlando leads it 2-0. A 2nd-minute goal from Mohammed, a 6th-minute goal from Sukada. And that's our goal scoring at this point, with Orlando leading it. Mosquera tips it over. Valencia chases after it. That's a good slide ultimately from Mosquera, but it's a throw conceded here to Orlando. Michael Watring and our crew watching this match with you here on a Wednesday night here in Orlando, Florida. Orlando have wasted no time to be on the front foot. Here's this build now. Choices to be made. Freeman leaves it. Solis. Freeman, one of the 3 teenagers on the field for Orlando. Leaves it all the way back. Thomas Williams, Titusville, Florida native. Down to the middle of the field and working it all the way around here, Orlando, as they try to take the air out of the ball. It's taken away. Mosquera funnels it forward. Here's Sofo. Sofo nearly had an angle. Instead, Kibanguchi pushes it away and concedes a corner. The Red Bulls will get their opportunity, trying to pull one back here before halftime. If not more. And Sofo will take his chances here. 19-year-old from Ghana. Tees this one up inside of the box. And it gets punched right back to Sofo. Sends it right back in, and he'll get another go at a corner kick now. Let's see the balls that are on that baseball surface. To our left here at Heritage Park. One more go here for Sofo. Had two chances at a service that time. Where does he go with this one? Sofo, higher arcing ball. This ball takes one piece. Mercado tips it over. And now Mosquera will head to the other corner flag to take his chance. Well, might not have led to anything more than just some chances here, but certainly danger lurks.
I'd be in trouble if I did. He's presidency.
And before we even get the ball spotted, Russell Miller pulls aside Aiden O'Connor, the number 12 overall pick in this most recent draft out of Virginia. This ball gets set up. And yet again, more pushing and shoving. O'Connor right in the heart of it all. Mosquera studies. Whips this ball in, takes a bounce on the near post, comes back out. Sullivan, Mosquera with the right foot. Corners aplenty here for Red Bulls too. But really nothing dangerous to be had in any of these moments. No shot attempts so far, despite this being the fourth corner in the last couple minutes. Mosquera again. The Panamanian whips this ball around. Mercado whiffs on it. Gutierrez can't get a piece. Touch this one last, and it was last touched by Red Bulls, out for a goal kick. This portion of the match is brought to you by Inter & Co., your next financial super app and official financial institution of Orlando City B. Sofo chases. Sofo shoots. Mercado falls down. Sofo gets back to it. And he put that ball in the box. Might have been an opportunity with Mercado off of his line. And ultimately trickles out. Red Bulls probing. Beginning to find some moments of positivity here. Now, does it lead to a goal? Ibrahim Kasule has been fairly quiet so far. As this ball's thrown in, there's nobody in a white jersey over there. Mercado collects it without too much trouble. Mercado's been busy in the last several minutes. In fact, since Orlando scored twice in the first 6 minutes, it's been rare that they've had pushes forward, but here is Solis. Knocks the defender over. Solis with choices. Funnels it back. Sukana trickles. And too many dribbles that time. Mohammed was wide open in space. But Sukana stepped in, and now we get a whistle. And it's an Orlando foul after Orlando frustrated that there wasn't one on New York. And it's going to be a word here. Kumanguchi. Sacramento in 2021, 2022. He was with Minnesota United. And last year joined this Orlando City unit. Gucci, just a chat, no booking. We've got a good one for you on May 19th at 5 p.m. Eastern when two Eastern Conference top 5 clubs face off. It is Orlando City B traveling to Columbus Crew. That's actually May 15th at noon. This ball trickles back. And we get a whistle and a foul. We'll have that midweek matinee of Orlando and Columbus exclusively on MLS Season Pass on Apple TV. There's a pretty good tackle from Mosquera if he was playing a different brand of football. Rivera goes down, and surprising ultimately that Mosquera doesn't go into the book for that infraction. This ball thrown in. Orlando eyeing a third perhaps here. Tight window passing. Solis leaves it for Rivera. Almaguer. Mongucci. Rivera. Rivera splits defenders, but Stokes alert to this one with Sukata chasing. Now Red Bulls recharge. Sofo again the target. Sofo brings it down. Kasule had just a piece, but nothing more. Mohamed doing the work on his defensive half of the field, and he draws a foul. Windy night here at the park. You can hear it at times in the backdrop. Certainly see the wind in some of the tents here stiffening. Freeman. Ball takes a couple bounces. It's Rivera. Shimmying past two. That's been the issue for New York so far, just being unable to connect passes through the middle of the park and get it forward. Win for Orlando came on April 19th. At Crown Legacy, that was a 2-0 decision. That's where we sit right now. Here in this matchup at Orlando 2 and Red Bulls 0. Sukata. Now Mohamed. Mohamed waits. Elects to go backwards to try to find a different pocket of space. And he's able to do so. Mohamed gets into the 18. Gets all the way to the touchline before he runs out of real estate, and it's last touched by Red Bulls. Mohamed pointing out where he would have liked his teammates to run. Instead, it's a corner kick here for the home side, Orlando. A third of the way home in this one. Orlando leads Red Bulls 2-0. Mohamed in the 2nd minute, Sukata in the 6th minute. Michael Watring and our crew watching this one with you here tonight. Taro, Sukata leans back, takes a bit of a breather here as the whistle came. And Russell Miller sorting some things out. And he walks over and hands Ibrahim Sakaya a card. Frustration mounts on the Red Bulls side. Now Sukata circles this ball around. It takes one ricochet, comes back out. Now a long distance shot, takes a bounce off of a Red Bulls defender. Stokes keeps it in and just able to keep that ball inside of the chalk as well. Shots are tied at 4 apiece. Here come the Red Bulls. Mosquera chases after it. Doesn't win the race against Freeman. And then it's taken away. Sabufu stumbles. He picks out Kasule. And he normally does significantly better from that distance. Ibrahim Kasule sends that to Mercado. This portion of the match is brought to you by Walt Disney World, the most magical place on earth. Now the charge gets built. Sukata draws the foul. And a booking as well, ultimately. And a little bit of a push in the end. Frank Sabufu. No, check that. That is Bento Estrella, who is frustrated.
Ladies and gentlemen, the yellow card is finishing to New York Red Bulls 2, number 91, Bento Estrella. In the 33rd
goes
minute.
in. Dangerous moment perhaps here from Orlando. They have maximized their chances. Rivera looking to tee this one up. Sukata is there as well. Sukata, a slow start. Now bends this ball down. It takes a couple bounces and it ricochets past Stokes. A third first half goal for Orlando. Yotaru Sukata scores for the second time in the opening 35 minutes. Take another look at this one as it bounces, takes a weird hop. Stokes can't find it. And after a couple trickles, it bangs the net, and a first half brace for Sukata. Hydration break right after that as well. And wow, what a performance this is to jumpstart this matchup. The 3 goals, match a season high for Orlando. They did that in the opener this season. They scored 3 times in 23 minutes, spanning the first and second halves, in a 3-2 victory over Atlanta United. They haven't scored 4 goals in a match since last August when they took down Columbus by a 4-1 margin at home. And right now, if you are New York, frustration has to be absolutely through the roof, and Ibrahim Sakaya is having his conversation with his group right now, trying to motivate his troops. It is a very youthful New York side here tonight. 6 teenagers in the starting 11. Including the goalkeeper, David Stokes.
Orlando City B would like to thank the Iron Lion firm for joining us today at Osceola Heritage
Ibrahim
Park.
Sakaya,
Thanks for coming out,
his
guys.
second season with the unit. Both of these teams have histories that predate MLS Next Pro. But entering this matchup, we expected perhaps the goal scoring to come on the New York side, a team that was tied with Chattanooga and Philly Union for the top spot in the East at this juncture. albeit despite the overall goal-scoring numbers. Having played 2 fewer games, Orlando does average more goals per game this season than Red Bulls, and not doing anything to hurt their cause now. 36 minutes gone by on the restart after the hydration break. Orlando 3, Red Bulls 0. And my goodness, what a night this one is turning out to be here for Orlando. Mohamed, a minute 40 into this match. Sukata less than 4 minutes later. And then a free kick goal that bounces in from a long ways out. This ball goes backwards. So now we get a whistle and a stoppage with an Orlando player down. Well, more matches have started. Crown Legacy and Revs 2. And Atlanta and Carolina Core have kicked off as well. And then in the Open Cup, NYCFC 2 playing host to Colorado Springs. And Switchbacks have been brutal to start this season in the USL Championship. It's starting to round into form as Ronaldo Damas just comes off of a brace and a victory over the weekend against El Paso. So patting down the sod here. Getting ready to get back into play. Less than 10 minutes to go before halftime. And a lot of questions to be asked of this Red Bulls group. Albeit there's never a scenario as a coach that you want to see your team down by 3 goals at any point in a match, at any point in a season. But I think when you talk about this league and MLS Next Pro, as we'll hold on to that thought for a moment, Freeman debates. Mohamed runs away from it. It's picked up by Solis. Mohamed gathers. And he goes backwards. These are certainly moments that you need as part of your development. You want to have experiences as clubs. There will be matches, certainly in careers, if you expect to play a long time, that you are going to be down by differentials like these. Rivera takes a tumble. He draws the foul, and another free kick coming up. And meanwhile, for Orlando, it's also how do you ensure that being up by 3 goals to none, New York does not get any kind of opportunity to get back into this match. '40th minute, Orlando has dominated. The last 3 meetings between the clubs have been decided by just 1 goal. Who gets this chance? Koka with a left foot. Looked pretty good overall. It was wide in the end, but the wind certainly doesn't help that cause. But you show the skill set of Manuel Koka, the 21-year-old from Argentina. Orlando came out with a bang. Goals in the 2nd minute, 6th minute. Sukata adds 1 right before the hydration break in the 34th minute. With 5 minutes to go before halftime. Can New York Red Bulls salvage anything out of the opening 45 minutes of play? Michael Watring and our unit watching this one with you here tonight. Glad you're joining us. Good night for action here in MLS Next Pro. Meeting between the clubs. Red Bulls 5 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. That loss came May 29th of last year when Orlando won it 3-2. They've hit that 3-goal mark already. Seven shots to 5 in favor of the home side. All 3 of the shot attempts from Orlando have rattled the net. Sukata angles it along. Stokes under pressure. That is a very dangerous ball. The pressure. Gusky takes over. Bounces it around. Solis had a piece. The work rate good from Red Bulls. Sofo. His press ensures that it stays with New York. 42nd minute. Throw comes. Middle of the field, it bangs. 2 Red Bulls players run into each other. Mosquera. Estrella. Gutierrez and O'Connor, the 2 central halves. Haven't seen much of this from Red Bulls, but much needed. Valencia twirls it up, and the header high and over everybody. Sabufu latches on, unable to put the ball on target. It's a Red Bulls team that certainly still has more than enough skill to score, despite the injury to Rayold Mitchell. Ibrahim Kasule, 3 goals this season after he netted 17 a year ago. Here's Sabufu, tees one up, and it's wide left. There have been 6 shots. No, check that. 7 shots for Red Bulls so far in this opening 45. The chances have certainly been there. The last time that Red Bulls started the year with 5 in a row unbeaten on the road, they would win the title in their league, the USL Championship back in 2016. Dominated the Swope Park Rangers, now sporting KC2. 5-1 in that matchup. Brandon Allen had 6 goals in the postseason. Here's Valencia once more. Valencia pedals. Resets. Feeds it through several defenders. Estrella cycles it around. Gutierrez. Valencia. Serwada. Valencia takes this long throw. That's a good-looking toss. Takes one ricochet off Sabufu. Serwada able to hold on to it. The wind knocked that ball down. Fine defensive work to intervene there. Losing in on what sounds to be 6 minutes of first half stoppage time. Estrella. Sofo turns the corner after the touch, doesn't do anything with it, and it bounces out for a goal kick.
Ladies and gentlemen,
6 minutes of first half stoppage time. It is confirmed.
6 minutes of added time.
Well, how about NYCFC2? In the Open Cup, Jonathan Jimenez has opened the scoring with a 6th-minute goal against Colorado Springs. Well, perhaps a night of early goal scoring here in MLS Next Pro. One of 4 matches tonight. An off day Thursday, 3 more on Friday, an off day Saturday, and then 6 on Sunday. Here's Mosquera. Bodies tangle up there. Trickles out. Sakaya still has it. Uganda native. Great interview with Michelle Montaigne on the MLS Next Pro YouTube channel. Talking about his upbringing and the pipeline that is growing in New York from Uganda. Serwada gets just enough. Muhammad goes down after Dylan Sullivan commits the infraction. Right off of a quick restart. Rivera. Sukata circles. And it gets deflected out by Dylan Sullivan. Or no, check that. That was Aiden O'Connor that put his body on the line. Corner kick coming here for Orlando. Their second of the match. Red Bulls have had 5 corners, 7 shots, no goals so far. And now here comes Sukata. Last season at West Virginia, 12 goals, 9 assists. Top 15 in the country in both categories. He's been great so far tonight with a brace. He now tries to tee up an assist this time around. Plays it short. Goes all the way around. Solis meets Serwada. Here's Sukata once more. This time it's his left foot, and the flag is up as he's offside. How many times do you watch an ex-pro match, you see a team have control, be on the upper hand for a wide range of time, and then before your eye can blink, it's a completely different game. Are we in for something similar tonight? Is this foul will warrant a booking on Sukata? And it looks like, yes, it will. So 2 goals and now a yellow card for the Japanese native.
Ladies and gentlemen, the yellow card has been issued to OCB number 34, Yutaro Sukata, and added time.
Can the Red Bulls do anything with this ball? Into the 18 it goes. Winning the header, soaring above everybody was Koka. Gucci in there as well. Second go at it. This time it's Kibanguchi winning it cleanly. And now Estrella runs in. Mosquera. And with a man down inside of the 18, Aiden O'Connor motioning that it should have been a foul, and now O'Connor is going to go into the books. Where is this ball going to come out to ultimately? Who's going to have it?
Gentlemen, the yellow card has been issued to New York Red Bulls 2.
O'Connor and Estrella have both picked up yellows, as well as the Red Bulls coach, Ibrahim Sakaya. Sukata and Solis have each picked up cards as well. And Orlando gets the ball. 5th minute of stoppage time here in this first half. Sukata against O'Connor. O'Connor shuts down that angle. Gutierrez tips it forward. Perhaps one last charge here for Red Bulls. Valencia. O'Connor, whose jersey is a mess right now. Serwada, 21-year-old Ugandan. Estrella, Gutierrez, now Valencia. that much time left here in this first half. The Bulls have to find something. Serrata spins. Holds on to possession. Sullivan angles. Tosses this one in. The clearance not all that handled all that well. Mosquera shoots. And it's a fine block. In the end, Thomas Williams got his body in front. Certainly the last moments here of this first half. Serrata tips one into the air. Sofo brings it down at least for a moment. And then he commits the foul. And likely that'll be our last moments here of this first half, and indeed it is. The whistle blows, first half in the books, and a standing ovation for this Orlando group. 3 first-half goals for Orlando, matching a season high for goals for the season. And a 3-0 lead for Orlando City B here at home against Red Bulls 2. Coming up, Michelle visits the Coach's Corner when we come back after this short break.
Dale pues, vamos allá, muévete más loco como solo tú lo sabes. Así es, con las manos en la cabeza, sacúdete, sacúdete, mira, sacúdete.
Really sweet.
Ahí está el centro. Gol.
Maxi Mesa para pegarle. Maxi le pegó. Huerta. André. Servicio.
It's saved by Carlos Corona. Con autoridad el centro. A la izquierda en las afueras del área le pega. Golazo. Parte externa va a definir Chicho.
Orlando ambushes New York Red Bulls with 3 goals in the first half, 2 in the first 6 minutes. And that's our score at the break here in Florida. Michelle Montaigne had a chat with St. Louis City 2 coach Bobby Murphy on her recent visit. Here's our latest Coach's Corner.
So excited to be joined by Bobby Murphy, head coach of St. Louis City 2. We're here at City Park. Because you are such a fascinating man, Bobby, we're going to ask you just one soccer question before we get to the good stuff.
All right.
In terms of the on-the-field stuff when it comes to this club, expectations are always high. You guys have made it to the playoffs in the 2 years you've competed prior to this one. As you come in, knowing what you guys were able to do last season and then into the postseason, how do you kind of manage the pressure going into year 2 for you?
I don't see it as pressure. I think pressure is opportunity. Like, it's just opportunity to see how good we can be. And, you know, we have a saying around here, pressure busts pipes or makes diamonds. And so we're trying to make diamonds here. You know, and I don't feel any pressure. I think, you know, at times, because of the fan support and that our kids get to play in front of people, we're preparing them for pressure. You know, I think because of the expectations that they feel of wanting to do well, I think we're preparing them to cope with pressure. But I think we're just in a really good place where we can enjoy ourselves and just see how good we can be.
Was that a Bobby Murphy original statement?
Well, I don't think so. I stole it. I'm sure I stole it from somewhere.
In talking with Michael just a little bit ago, I asked him, you know, what is your favorite thing about getting to play for Bobby? And he said the environment here, the teamwork, the culture that you've kind of fostered is really good. What do you think makes this group special, and what do you think makes this club so special so quickly?
You know, I think as much as when I say we, the club, or me, my group, want to perform on the field at a high level, I think it's always been about people first. You want good people in the building. You want to work with good people. You want to share experiences with good people, people who understand that it's not just all about them, that it's a journey, and it takes everybody to help everyone succeed. So, you know, I think Michael, I'm grateful and flattered to hear him say that, but I think he's also a big part of that, you know, with his experiences and being able to come in and share them with younger players. And, you know, I think I'm really big on people.
Well, perfect. Then let's get to know the person behind Bobby Murphy. I know there are a lot of things we could use to describe you. Foodie, trivia king. How would you describe what makes Bobby Murphy Bobby?
I think, one, making sure that we do our best to enjoy every day. And, you know, we've all planned for the future, and we plan for this, and we plan for that, but really this is all we have, so let's do our best to stay right here, right now. And if I could do that fully, I think I'd be much happier, but I do the best I can. I think the other part is differentiating the work from life. I think when our whole identities are wrapped up in this profession and this game, which can easily happen, that it can consume you. And I've learned through hard times that this is what I do. It's not who I am. And having said that, to take the work seriously, but not to take myself too seriously. You know, to make sure that we enjoy it and we do the best we can, and we train and we prepare and we work hard. But we do that with, you know, I tell them all the time, like, just go forth with joy in your heart and a smile on your face, and, you know, we'll see how it goes.
You work hard, you play hard, you do your best on the pitch, and then you go to a local place for post-match food, right?
Yes, we always support local businesses here at St. Louis City. Sorry, corporate America, but we're locals only.
Okay, so favorite post-game meal so far, as a part of St. Louis City too?
Oh, I'm a big fan of the Vietnamese place we get from Delmar, over on the Delmar Loop. I think it's really good. They make
here in St. Louis? Okay.
They make me a special banh mi because I like banh mi, so that's really good. On the road, I'm trying to think what the best ones we had.
Yeah, we can take a list here.
We keep it pretty simple. Like, it's pretty simple on the road, but the best post-match meal I had that wasn't with the team was in Vancouver at the Noodle House. We went to a Chinese noodle house. It was really good.
Is that like ramen?
No, it was more like thicker Chinese noodles that they make from scratch right there. You can watch them make them. It was one of those places where the lady like is yelling at everybody in Chinese and then turns around and like speaks to us in English, like we didn't just witness all the yelling, you know, like, welcome. You're like, oh, yeah. And so they make the noodles from scratch, and then, yeah, I had noodles dipped in chili oil. So I just had a bowl of chili oil, spicy chili oil, and thick noodles. It was great.
Okay, I do know that one of the...
Tatsuya in Austin, ramen.
Oh, that is... Oh, there's no comparison. Yeah, okay. Can confirm.
Extra egg.
Okay, can we at least just talk about the Ethiopian experience in Seattle and how the boys reacted to that?
Yes. Well, I do... you know, we try and provide experiences here and help the players realize that there's a lot to this great world. And so we went for Ethiopian food because we got to Seattle 2 days early, and it was a new experience for a lot of them. And, you know, we walk in and they weren't ready, and it was very local, and there was a family-run affair, and they were so excited and happy that we came to visit them. And so they started cooking as we got there, and so it took a while. And so some people were getting a little hangry, and but once the food came out, like, to see the boys like open up to the idea of like something new and really enjoying it and becoming okay with being uncomfortable, I guess, you know, and coming through the other side of like having enjoyed something, I think, you know, that's just part of the bonus of this job, is you get to help young people find their way a little bit.
Do you also help them learn more trivia? Since you're such
We
a
do have trivia nights.
Okay.
We do have trivia nights on the road.
Yeah.
We divide the teams of 5, 1 staff member per team, and I'm the quiz master, and yeah, and they do pretty good. So we try and mix up the questions so that, you know, we have everything from 16-year-olds to grown men. So we got to mix up the questions a little bit, try so everybody can participate. But
who's the best at trivia on the team other than you? All of them, clearly.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to, like last year we had a clear standout.
Who was that?
Sergio was unbelievable.
Okay.
That's WashU for you. They all do well in their different things.
Different categories.
Yeah, so like with the math questions, you know, like the algebra and the geometry, they get all excited, and then there's got a few sports trivia heads who get all excited. So, yeah, they do all right.
favorite thing about either this group or this club?
I just love this group to bits. Like, it is rare, having done this for so long, right? And it's even more of a challenge. I think my peers in this league would agree that the challenge of dealing with anywhere from adolescent teenagers to college graduates and dealing with them on a daily basis can be a challenge for sure. I mean, the difference between 24 and 28 isn't huge, but the difference between 16 and 20 is massive. And to have a group that has come together so quickly, that enjoys each other's company, that works hard, you know, it's just always brings us, every day brings a smile to my face that we get the opportunity to work with this group. So, you know, and they've bought into working, and they've bought into how we do things here. And, you know, I think we're just sort of scratching the surface of what they're capable of, and, you know, whether it's here or wherever their careers take them. But I just hope, you know, I hope it's, at the end of it's as rewarding for them. They'll look back as it has been for us so far, as a staff.
Well, we're super excited to see how far you guys can take it.
Yeah, we're excited too.
Thanks so much, Bobby.
Thank you very much. Enjoy it.
Time to take a look at the upcoming schedule on MLS Next Pro. Friday, it's 3 matches getting started at 5 p.m. And the number 1 team in the Eastern Conference, one of the 3, Chattanooga and Inter Miami tangle, Huntsville and Toronto. And the nightcap is Portland and Tacoma. Sunday, jam-packed, 6 matches starting at 3 Eastern, wrapping up at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And it's Columbus and FC Cincinnati to kickstart the day in the All-Ohio matchup. Monday, Chicago and NYCFC 2. And we're at halftime here, where Orlando has the advantage right now at a 3-0 margin at halftime. Our first half highlights and the stats are coming up next. We'll be right back after a quick break.
Messi! Really sweet. Ahí está el centro. Gol. Para Maxi Mesa para pegarle. Maxi le pegó. Huerta. Andrete. Servicio. It's saved by Carlos Coronel. Con autoridad el centro. A la izquierda en las afueras del área. Le pega. Golazo. Externa va a definir Chicho.
Back here in Florida, where Orlando came out like they were on fire tonight. And what a start it was. We take a look at the first half highlights from this matchup here today. And before you could even get settled in, Sukata made this run, getting it back from Rivera, stepping into the box as he shoots. He hits the left post. Muhammad, a great touch, and he scores. A minute and 40 seconds into the match. It was a 1-0 advantage for Orlando City B, getting quite the jump start to the evening here at MLS Next Pro as Muhammad bags his 3rd goal. of the season, a team lead in that category. But things would keep on coming. This time, Aiden Stokes off of his line in a dangerous location. Sukata makes him pay. O'Connor leaning in one direction, couldn't quite get that left foot to it. Sukata scores. That was less than 5.5 minutes into the game. So 2 goals, less than 6 minutes in, and then Sukata adds another in the 34th minute. This ball ricochets and trickles in, beating Aiden Stokes, and it's 3 first-half goals scored by Orlando City B. They were actually outshot in the first half of this match by 1 shot attempt. There are more corner kicks for New York Red Bulls too, but ultimately the only thing that matters is how many goals you score, and that number sees Orlando City B with 3 and Red Bulls 2 with 0.
Red Bulls 2 at the half. Leading the game is number 79, Rafael Antonio Mosquera-Diaz. He's replaced by number 90, Malik Dembele. We have 2 substitutions for Orlando City B at the half. Leading the game is number 68, Thomas Williams. He's replaced by number 28.
Both teams making a change here at halftime. Malik Dembele is coming in. He replaces Mosquera in the starting 11.
He's replaced by number 59.
Or in the 11 to start this second half, rather. So Dembele comes in. And then a couple changes as well for Orlando, as they bring in Justin Ellis, a 16-year-old from Wellington, Florida, and Abdi Salim, the 23-year-old out of Syracuse, also in. They replace Wilfredo Rivera and Thomas Williams in the lineup for Orlando. And how does this second half get going? If it's anything like that first half, buckle up and strap in. Let's see how this match turns out here tonight. Michael Watring and our crew with you as the second half gets started here. Orlando in cruise control, looking for their second win in the last 3 matches against Red Bulls 2. And Carlos Mercado watches this one all the way out, as he won't take any chances with it. Mercado getting his 3rd start of the season. And what a beginning it was for his attack, and certainly made his job a little bit easier as a goalkeeper here in this matchup. Spoke with Ibrahim Sakaya a couple weeks ago, and he talked about the overall development within the group, and it's critical on a week-to-week basis. It's not just that one match and done. It's how do they perform on a week-over-week basis? How do they get better every single day of the week? And a team that started off unbeaten in their last 6, in danger of perhaps a second loss in the last 3, and would need quite the comeback here tonight. What a delightful run this is from Solis. And he eventually runs out of room because the ball's poked out by Red Bulls, and it is a corner kick coming. Entering the night, Red Bulls in a deadlock with Chattanooga and Philadelphia. Same exact records, 4 wins, 1 loss, 3 draws, 2 shootout wins for each of those teams. North Texas, the most shootout wins in the league. They have 3 of them. Everything else in that 2 tier. We have both of them here. Here's this corner kick coming in. First ball nodded away by Valencia. And then Mohammed angles it backwards. Mohammed circles back on it once more. And you just wonder, how does this Red Bulls team perform in the second half? It might be a little bit cliche to talk about, but certainly eyes and thoughts have to be on flipping the script and thinking about this second half as a new match. Can they win this second half of play and walk out of this building with positive thoughts, as they'll play their next 2 at home? FC Cincinnati after an 11-day layoff, and then a week later it's Philly Union in what could be a critical matchup at the end of this month of May. Freeman gets it back on the return pass. Leaves it. Bodies tangle up. And now through the middle this one goes. Kasule. Sofo twirls, stumbles, can't hold on to it. Now Kasule is down. One of the top goal scorers in the league last year. New York could ill afford to lose him after they've already lost Rayald Mitchell, who scored 8 goals in his limited time on the field for Red Bulls before getting injured for the season. Mitchell, 8 goals in 5 matches this year. Not just that, he had a 4-goal game in his final match, the 5-5 draw against Chicago on April 14th. He scored half of his goals for the season in that contest. A stumble and a foul. Sabufu draws it. It's such a challenge in MLS Next Pro to get that consistent overall play on a week-to-week basis. With players coming up from the academy, down from the first team, and everywhere in between. But it's one of the benefits of this league in general is the overall pathway to the MLS. Serwada leaves it on a trickle. And now Sullivan curls this ball high into the night sky. It hits the crossbar and bounces out. And certainly the academy to MLS, and even MLS next to MLS, is certainly a thing that is working on a week-to-week basis. Seeing so many players from MLS Next Pro making impacts with the first team. There's a laundry list of players that are consistently knocking the door down, including Minnesota's Tani Oluwaseyi. Second goal for Minnesota United in a 2-1 win over Atlanta United over the weekend. Started 8 games last year. Scored 3 goals and 1 assist. Here's a trickling ball and a tackle. That is a foul on Kasule. And now Red Bulls 2 with a chance here on a free kick from just outside of the 18. Red Bulls 2 have been the team of the week this season. That was in week number 3. Ibrahim Kasule was the player of the match week in week number 2. Well, you would certainly think that if the Red Bulls are able to get back into this matchup, they have to capitalize on set pieces. Did not do so in the opening half. 5 corners, no goals out of it. And really no dangerous moments either. And here we go. Who wants to take this opportunity? It's into the wall from Sofo. Gets it back, unable to slide past a defender, and yet again, the defending of Orlando, flawless in execution. And it leads to Solis debating. Solis makes a defender fall over. And now here comes Ellis, the halftime sub. Sliding through, his pass goes behind Sakaya. Here's Almaguer. Ellis the target. Acrobatically cleared. Gusky held it for just a moment. Possession continues to stick to the laces of Orlando. Almaguer, the last man to touch this ball. And it's out for a throw for Red Bulls. Other former Next Pro grads that made impacts. Nikola Petkovic scored his first career MLS goal and Charlotte FC's 100th MLS goal in a 2-0 win over Portland Timbers. Had the opening goal in that match in the 54th minute. He was a veteran last year, 13 appearances in Next Pro. And for his goal scoring for Charlotte, he was MLS Team of Match Day 12, presented by Audi for that one. Omari Glasgow became Chicago Fire's first second-team player to feature for the Fire first team in an MLS regular season game. O'Connor heads this out. After appearing 42 times for Fire 2, logging over 3,500 minutes and 12 goals, 20-year-old who's a vital part of the Guyana men's national team. his impact with Chicago after spending time with Guyana, helping the Golden Jags earn a promotion to Group A in CONCACAF Nations League. 3-0 Orlando leads here. They've been much better in the attacking third, and Stokes puts an end to that. Jack McGlynn, another player that reached match day 12 Team of the Week performance. And a stunning long-range goal to equalize for Philly Union against DC United in the 79th minute of that match. And Georgie Manungu made his debut for Seattle's first team after the Sounders draw against LA Galaxy. Here's Sofo. Sofo cutting it back. Too heavy on this touch. He takes a tumble in the box, and it's a penalty. Gusky commits it. Sofo earns it. And the Red Bulls now with an opportunity to get on the scoreboard. Well, Sofo looked like he had been let down by his feet there, but he was able to win it. Gusky commits the penalty. And now Kasule, you know he wants it. He's banked 3 already this year, including last week against Inter Miami. 19th minute goal there. And now he looks to give this Red Bulls 2 side a heartbeat. Carlos Mercado stands his ground on the chalk. Kasule studies his adversary. Kasule hits it and bangs it into the upper right corner. Decisive penalty taken from Ibrahim Kasule, and Red Bulls are on the board here in the 56th minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, New York Red Bulls 2 goals.
Well, that is a really well taken penalty. There's not a keeper in the world that could stop that. Sometimes all you need is that door to creak open. And that's exactly what has just happened. Gusky committing the penalty. Kasule scores. And Red Bulls are on the board. A very potent goal-scoring team. Within 2 with over 30 minutes to go. Only Sporting Kansas City's 18 goals, more than Red Bulls' 17 for the season. They've scored now 9 times in the second half. And with 30-plus minute remaining here in this contest, Sofo wants another as he gets into the 18 again. Gusky this time avoids. Sabufu lays it back. Inside of the box, choices. A clog and a log jam. Orlando finally cycles it out. It took the 3rd try. A tangle, an intervention. And now a reset. Pele sends it wide. Now it's Estrella joining the party. This cross avoids everybody. It goes out for a throw for Orlando. Deep in this corner. And maybe that's a moment that galvanizes this Red Bulls side. Couldn't have been more frustrated in the opening 45 minutes of play. High arcing throw to the middle of the field. O'Connor, who's going to ask the laundromat to do a little bit of extra work on his jersey tonight. He has been a focal point of the spillage around the pitch. Estrella through the middle this time. Hefty on the touch. It will slow down just enough to be kept in play. Into the 18. This one stings all the way over. It is Sullivan circling. Lays it back. Kasule. Zerwada throws it in. Orlando asks for a foul. To alleviate this pressure, there is no such call. Instead, it's Valencia, Estrella, and El Serwata, 21-year-old Ugandan. One deflection, Sullivan taps it, and it's just outside of his reach. And it's a different looking Red Bulls group here in the last several seconds. And the other match currently going on, Carolina Core has scored twice at the end of the first half to take a 2-1 lead on Atlanta United. Noble Okello opened the scoring in the 31st minute, but Jacob Evans scores in the 43rd, and in the second minute of stoppage time, Christian Diaz responds with the go-ahead goal in that first half, and it's Carolina Core leading it 2-1 for a team this season that has not scored a great deal of goals. Entering the night, had scored just 3 times all year. And they already have 2 tonight. Mohamed can stretch his legs. Orlando, ultra dangerous early. Looking to find that skill set and danger yet again. Trickling ball back, Mercado trying to take the air out of things here. In the 60th minute, Orlando leads 3-1 against Red Bulls 2. And a foul whistled, and who is this going to be on? It's going to be on Coca. He's going to hit the books. 21-year-old from Buenos Aires. He's the 3rd member of Orlando's unit to pick up a yellow card. Michael Watring and our MLS Next Pro broadcast crew enjoying this matchup with you. Good to have you on board for this contest.
Manuel Coca in the 60th minute.
And a free kick here. Kasule, the goal scorer. Whips this ball high into the air. Mercado comes out. Was able to get enough of that ball to get it away. Second chance now for Red Bulls 2. And it's Valencia cutting it back. Gusky got a piece. O'Connor tracks it down for Red Bulls. And it's a turn here. And it works out really well. Serwata. A high header. Serwata circles. Gutierrez hits it into the air. This ball consistently bouncing into the air, and that was nearly a perfectly bounced ball inside of the 18, but instead it's Gutierrez committing the foul. This portion of the match is brought to you by your Central Florida Audi dealers. Visit AudiOffers.com for exceptional offers. Sullivan here. Tsukada. 2 goals in this match. Honestly, could have given him an assist as this shot comes in and it slices just wide right. Coca had his sights set on his first professional goal. Take another look at this. Pounces on it and decisive in a shot attempt, and it goes wide right. We go. 3-1. Each of the last 3 times these two clubs have met, it's been a 1-goal differential. Are we in for something similar here tonight? If not for a slippage, would have been a good moment. Kasule goes down. Sullivan works around. Sukana, Kasule underneath the legs of Gusky, gets enough on it to knock it down. Ellis twirls, then runs over O'Connor. And it's been a typical night for Aiden O'Connor. That white jersey that started the night pristine, filled with dirt tonight. Valencia knocks it out. For the throw, it goes all the way back towards the top of the 18. Long ball sent forward here. Sukana in space. Nobody even really in the picture until O'Connor joins the party. This ball thrown in. Muhammad's shot hits the body of Gutierrez. Asking for a penalty and a handball. No whistle. Quickly in transition, Red Bulls get the ball into the attacking half. But it's promptly taken away. Alex Freeman comes out of there with it. Freeman with a lengthy run. Offside flag is up here as Ellis was about a foot offside. We've got a good one for you on May 19th at 5 p.m. Eastern. When two Eastern Conference top 5 clubs, it's Red Bulls 2 and FC Cincinnati 2 meet at MSU Soccer Park in New Jersey. You can catch all the action on MLS Season Pass. Mercado won't even bother with this one. Orlando certainly will utilize some of their gamesmanship now. Trying to take as much time off the clock. Looking at the teams in the Southwest of MLS Next Pro, that's Chattanooga, Inter Miami, Orlando, Atlanta, Crown Legacy, Huntsville, and Carolina. As this shot hits the backside of an Orlando defender, Serrata comes in. No foul whistle. Things getting physical out there on the field. But out of that group of 7, 6 have 7 points or more at this point in the year. It's a tight standing in terms of division standings in MLS Next Pro. Pivot here. It's kind of the intended target. Taken away. Red Bulls looking for a second here in half number 2 to try to crawl back within a goal. Sullivan. And now O'Connor. Resets and recycles. Orlando more than content with defending. In the second half so far, only 3 total shots, 2 from Red Bulls. And on an overlapping run, this ball twirled in. Mercado watches it hit the side netting. "23 minutes plus stoppage time remains on a busy Wednesday evening in the MLS family. 3 matches currently going on in the Next Pro regular season. NYCFC 2 leads Colorado Springs 1-0 at halftime in the U.S. Open Cup. And Sporting Kansas City a half hour deep against Union Omaha are scoreless in that match in the Open Cup as well. Serrata leaves it right back. Dembele working it around. O'Connor Serwada gets back to it. Serwada high arcs the ball in. Flag stays down. Kasule. And then Sofo, ambitious, stings it over the top. This portion of the match is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. '70th minute of play. Orlando holds the lead, as they have for almost the entirety of the night. They scored a minute 40 in. Mohammed bangs one in after it bounced off the post. Sukana scored the first of his 2 first-half goals in the 6th minute. Added a second on a free kick in the 34th minute. Kasule converts a penalty for Red Bulls in the 56th, and that's where we stand now at 3-1. Michael Watrang at our MLS Next Pro broadcast unit here on site in Orlando. Watch this matchup. Good to have you on board with us. Thanks for watching. Kasule takes the throw quickly. Serwada through the middle. Dembele. More minutes to go. Across the field, Sukana has always found himself in these spots. The fans want a hat trick. Sukana splits defenders. It's a great run, and finally Serwada takes it over. Here's Sukana back on it. He goes down. It is a clearly won ball, according to Russell Miller, our official, by Aiden O'Connor. Long ball sent down the park. There have been 8 hat tricks this season. If you're asking, from March 30th to April 28th, we've seen 8 of them. And now we're going to get changes for both sides here. The Red Bulls are preparing to make 3. Audrey Memeti
Ladies and gentlemen,
comes onto the field with Curtis Ofori and Tanner Rossborough. They replace Estrella, Valencia, and Sabufu. Those 3 come off the field, and the trio coming into the match here in the 72nd minute. And then one change as well for Orlando. It is Fabian Loyola coming in, replacing Solis.
Orlando City B in the 72nd minute. Leaving the game is number 49, John Solis. He's replaced by number 95, Fabian Loyola.
So changes aplenty for both sides. And now let's see if New York Red Bulls can get one more back here in the next several minutes and make this a sprint to the finish line. Kasule tracks it down, leaves it along the sideline. Sullivan hustles, keeps it in play on the chalk. They can continue this build-up. Sullivan works around, stops, starts, resets. Kasule in. And now sent all the way back down the park. Aiden Stokes gives chase. Stokes has been pretty available here in the second half. Hasn't really had a whole lot to deal with. His team's been seeking a second goal for a while. Here's Rossborough throwing this one in. What a save that is! Mercado denies, got low to keep that ball out and preserve a 2-goal lead. And Red Bulls commit the foul. Rossborough got the chance, and right on the doorstep, Sofo. Mercado comes up with his biggest save of the night. Had to have that one. Otherwise, there would have been ample time for Red Bulls to find an equalizer here. This ball bounces, bodies get tangled up. No foul whistled. Ultimately, though, it trickles in. Aiden Stokes will circle around and pick it up. And we get another stoppage. A couple players down now. And we'll get this break here. We did have a hydration break in that first half, so this is going to be used almost as a de facto moment to stop play. Take another look at that. That's a tough take there from Audrey Nemete.
The referee has indicated that a cooling break will commence. The break will last.
In his professional debut here tonight, the 15-year-old is on the field for less than 3 minutes before he takes the brunt of that punishment. And it gives us a chance here to reset the activities here in Orlando, and you certainly hope that the young man is okay out there on the field receiving the medical attention right now. Well, if it took you a few minutes to settle into your seats here tonight, boy, did you miss a jump-starting performance to kick off the evening. 100 seconds in, Sukana found himself in space, nearly opened the scoring, but Muhammad with a great initial touch curls one around with a left foot past Aiden Stokes, and it was a 1-0 start for Orlando City B less than 2 minutes in. And about 3.5 minutes later, the goal would get punctured again. This time, Sukana made no mistakes. Stokes came out, and he did nothing to help his club by coming out. Aiden O'Connor alertly got back into frame, but could not get the ball out. And it's Sukana scoring his first of 2 in that first half, and this would be his second on this free kick. Nasty bouncing to it. 2 hops and into the net. Sukana with a brace in that first half. And it's 3-0 at halftime. And in the second half, Ibrahim Kusule converts a penalty after Sofo drew it in the 54th minute. And Kusule scored officially in the 56th minute of play. And here's how we stand right now. With a shade over a quarter hour remaining in this contest, Orlando 3, Red Bulls 1.
Leaving the game is number 56, Colin Gusky. He's replaced by number 48, Diego Pareja.
Diego Pareja comes in and replaces Colin Gusky right after our break. Pareja, 23 years of age, in his 3rd season with Orlando, is coming onto the field. And it looks like Red Bulls are going to make a change as well. Red Bulls have Juan Mina, the 19-year-old, waiting by the 4th official, and now he does come onto the field.
Ladies and gentlemen, substitution for the New York Red Bulls in the 78th minute. Leaving the game
He replaces Dylan Sullivan.
Dylan Sullivan. He's replaced by number 20.
Red Bulls trying to find something, but instead, right off the attack, a shot that Stokes pushes down from Ellis. Sukana back on it. Sukana gets to the left foot, pounds this ball all the way over everybody, and this ball goes out of play. dozen minutes or so remain here in this contest. Foul whistled. One of the 3 matches currently going on in MLS Next Pro. Part of a quadruple header here tonight in Next Pro play. The last match of the night will get kick-started here in about an hour 15. Real Monarchs and Dynamo Dos. Well, it's been a solid numbers game for Red Bulls 2. Their expected goals sit at 1.49 versus Orlando City's 1. But expected goals don't mean much. It just showcases, ultimately, the danger locations that Red Bulls have been in converse to Orlando's performance so far. Sukana has been great, scoring goals from different angles, different positions on the field. And with 10 minutes plus stoppage time remaining in this contest, Red Bulls trail by a goal. That ball bangs around. Sofo finds himself on it. He shoots! And Mercado again saves the day. Is nearly a catastrophic giveaway. Well, those are the moments that you can ill afford if you were Orlando. And Mercado gets the stop. This portion of the match is brought to you by Body Armor. Reach for real. Body Armor offers real hydration with no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. Loyola, Muhammad angles one, and it just misses wide left. Look at this, what a pass. And then Muhammad did well with the angle, just couldn't quite keep it on frame. Feels like we still have another goal in us here tonight. But the way that these two sides have played, perhaps a preview of a postseason contest later on in the year. Bodies tangled up, and it's a foul whistled on Serwata. I wonder what Ibrahim Sakea is going to think about this performance. Certainly the first half, not what you would want, but in totality in the attack, you have to feel like Red Bulls have performed well, just missing that final touch, that last missing ingredient to get a goal. And certainly the performance individually of some of these Orlando players have proven the differential. Muhammad was winding up, looking for Ellis. A 16-year-old, unable to latch onto it. And it goes all the way across the field and out. Time remaining in this matchup. And here's Sofo. Rossborough, the intended target. Instead, Mercado will waste no time, pouncing right on top of the ball. And certainly at this moment in the match, Mercado critical to this team's performance in the final several moments. Gotta hand it to Mercado. I think goalkeeper is the most difficult position to play in the world, and it's not just because of the challenges that they have on the field. It's when you're not playing, there is no chance to come on as a substitute like other positions. And certainly in training, that's where the majority of the work is taken care of. And that challenge makes things incredibly difficult, and Mercado is a prime example of just that. Mercado came in to the professional level with San Antonio, bided his time, but only saw action in 3 appearances in the USL Championship with San Antonio FC. And at 23 years of age, after sporting some time collegiately with Incarnate Word in Texas. And finally gets another chance to be a consistent cog. This ball twirled around. It's Ellis. Ellis thinks about it, leaves it off. Freeman throws it through, and it's wide left. The Fort Lauderdale native nearly had the sealer. Another look at it. Here's Freeman. Had the right idea, and that ball did not miss by much from that angle. And even when you look at a young man like Aiden Stokes, he's 16 years of age, so you think, well, he's got a bunch of time left. Well, there's a 17-year-old, Alan Rutkowski, that he's dueling with for time, and then you have Alan Marcucci. 3 goalkeepers all vying for time here at the next pro level.
He's still in, I got him.
You can certainly play at the academy level. You can certainly get time in MLS Next as well, but playing at the next pro level is a little bit of a different atmosphere, different opportunity for these goalkeepers to be in these moments. Playing against men that are older, a little bit more developed. Stokes chases this one, runs out of gas, and it's a throw-in ultimately here in the end. And coaches that I've talked to around this league have echoed that sentiment with goalkeepers. It is incredibly difficult because even some of these goalkeepers here are needed with the first team in training because there are a lot of training sessions and activities that go on that you have to deal with. Here's another look at the injury. Take a look at Diego Pareja going down. So Pareja is down, and it could lead to a more substantial chunk of stoppage time here in this match. Well, here's where the activities will commence once we get the all clear from our official, Russell Miller. This match at time has been teetering on the edge of physicality and challenging, but neither side has gone too overboard.
Ladies and gentlemen, substitution for Orlando City B in the 87th minute.
So Orlando makes a change.
Diego Pareja.
Majed Abdullah. Oh no, check that. It's Zakaria Taifi coming in. He replaces Pareja. So Pareja gets less than 10 minutes on the field. That'll be frustrating for him to only get that limited amount of time. And Taifi replaces him in the 11. This ball winded up and comes back out. Sukata commits the foul. Here's this ball in the middle of the park. Gutierrez. This ball thrown into the 18. Kasule couldn't bring it in. Mina does. Takes a bounce. Rossborough was on the doorstep. Curls it wide left. Rossborough wants that one back, no doubt. It looked like from that bounce, it had a little bit of spin on it, and it came up and hit him in the ankle instead of the foot. And that caused him to hook that ball wide within moments of his first professional goal. tell you what, if you go back and look at the tape of this matchup, you're going to start several moments in this contest that Mercado has either made a save or the Red Bulls have just missed an opportunity.
Ladies and gentlemen, the yellow card has been issued to OCB number 54, Nabi Kibanguchi.
Nabi Kibanguchi picks up the yellow card, so he goes in the books. Orlando would like a punctuation mark. Ellis. This ball comes back. It is Ellis. It bounces it off a defender. Quickly on the attack, at least for a moment, before Loyola intervenes. Throw in here for Orlando as we've hit the 90th minute of this contest. Certainly expects somewhat of a chunk of stoppage time. And a whistle and a foul. New York have to get a second one here as quickly as possible. Even in the worst of ways right now. Another yellow card distributed here. This time it is to Efi. That goes in the books. It's 5 different players that are on yellow.
Ladies and gentlemen, the yellow card has been issued to OCB number 96.
Only one has come out of the match.
In the 90th minute.
Here's Serwada. Leaves it out wide left. Into the box this goes. Rossborough knocks it down. Here's Gutierrez. Leaves it to the left-hand side. Flag down, obviously, with everybody clogging in the 18. 7 minutes of stoppage time. O'Connor takes a go. Has it blocked back. Stokes comes all the way out off of his line. Time unfriendly now for Red Bulls. Here's Kasule, the goal scorer in this match. Kasule stops. Leaves it off. Gets it back from Dembele. And then cleared away. Once again in the attack, Mina chases. Unable to latch onto that ball. Fine defending by Sukata. Overall performance here tonight. The inside track for our man of the match that will crown at the end of the night. Presented by Adidas. Numbers still persisting around the rest of MLS Next Pro. With Carolina leading Atlanta still 2-1. NYCFC 2 holding a 1-0 lead with about 25 minutes to go in the Open Cup against Colorado Springs. Off with a quick restart. Here's space on this left-hand side. Gutierrez. Mehmeti. Serwada. Mina. Sukata did really well, at least on the initial pass, but gets that arm up there and commits the foul. And Sukata having a little bit of an extra conversation with Russell Miller. Well, if the Red Bulls have any chance of tying this matchup, a goal you would think has to happen right here to give them enough time to continue their attack. Kasule twirls this ball in, comes right back out. Sukata angles it up the field. Serwada works around a defender, continues along against Muhammad. Serwada cuts it to the top, winding up with a left-footed shot. It's over the top of the bar. Ofori nearly gave Red Bulls hope. Ofori, so many chances that Red Bulls have had in this contest. You can count them up all night long. The numbers continue to be excellent in terms of shot attempts, in terms of chances. Their expected goals tonight sits over 2. In this second half, they've taken 10 shots, 3 on frame. Mercado has saved 2, and the only goal that he's given up was a penalty kick in the 56th minute. There is time left. This ball to the right-hand side. Mina chases. Mina stops in this corner. Couple deflections. Kasule sends it along to that left-hand side. More than halfway through stoppage time now. Deflected out, corner kick for Red Bulls. It's their first of the second half after they had 5 in the opening 45. Well, it has to be quicker than this now here in the 5th minute of stoppage time and a 2-goal differential. More reinforcements enter the 18. Curling ball in, poked away by Mercado. 2 minutes or so left. Sukata works against Serwata. Serwata keeps his balance and keeps possession. Serwata runs into a little bit of resistance. Koka intervenes. And now Koka with a good box out of Serwata. Rossborough comes over and takes it. Throws it in as well. Sofo goes down easily. Too much so for Russell Miller. Second half shots, we've seen 18 of them. Red Bulls entered the night in a 3-way tie for first in the East. Second most goals scored in the league this year, but have been limited to 1 as they continue to play without Rayold Mitchell, who's missed roughly the last month or so of the season after scoring 8 times in his first 5 matches. Here's this ball lofted forward. 1 minute or so remains here in this contest. And likely not enough time remaining here tonight. Final minute or so of play in this contest. Punched back out to midfield. Long ball shifted through the sky. Orlando entered as one of the 9 remaining teams without a home win this year. And seconds away from doing that, as well as snapping Red Bull's 5-match road unbeaten streak that had been their longest since a run of 9 back in 2016. Koka can just launch this ball down the park. On the overlap here, it's a 4-8, throwing it in. Sprawling header clears the area. And there's your full-time whistle. Orlando has its first home win of the season. A lightning quick start holds up tonight as Orlando City B takes down Red Bulls 2, 3-1. Tonight's man of the match, brought to you by Adidas, goes to Orlando City B's Yotaro Sukata. He came out blazing, hit the post less than 2 minutes in. He would score in the 6th minute and would add his first professional brace with a second in the 34th minute. And those 2 goals proved to be the difference here tonight. Orlando City B takes the full complement of points. One of the 9 teams in the East with double digits now have 13. 3-1 is your final tonight. Orlando City takes out Red Bulls 2. For our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, you can watch all MLS Next Pro matches all season long on MLS Season Pass on Apple TV and MLSNextPro.com. Until next time, there's still plenty of matches tonight. Be sure to tune into those. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.